Hi, I'm Andrew Malloy, the Automation Wizard. I'm going to go a bit further with Markdown today and just cover basically linking to files, linking to some URLs and embedding of files. So I'm just going to cover basically local files first to begin with. And the difference between just linking to a file and embedding is that any file type that Obsidian natively will support, it'll actually try to display that file or the content of that file within the note itself. If it can't, it'll just present it as effectively a link that you can then open in the application that can support it. So I'm just going to start here, which is something that's supported by Obsidian natively. And to save you having to actually type out the Markdown syntax, you can actually just drag and drop files straight into Obsidian. So I've dragged this in, and what this will actually do is also copy it straight into the vault as well at the level that you are editing the note. So here, just put it at the top here, and this is now linked to this file, and this is the syntax. So just like backlinks, it's double brackets, but it starts with an exclamation mark. The exclamation mark is basically an indicator of embedding. And if it can't support embedding, then it'll just leave it as a link to click on. So if I go over to preview, it will actually display the picture, the JPEG. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to use an example of a PDF next. And in this way, I'm just going to drag it straight into a folder I have called PDFs. And from here, I'm going to drag it in. So this works with a folder structure as well, and it will just give it the file name. It all links internally because it's all within the vault. And same thing, it supports PDFs are supported natively for embedding. So here it displays the actual PDF with some basic PDF functions. An extra little feature with PDFs specifically is you can use the hash symbol or the pound symbol and do page equals and then give it a page number. And so I've given it the page number 15. If I go to preview, the embedded file will actually display at page 15. So useful if you've got long documents and you only really want to keep in context something within a document. That's quite useful. You can link to external files, embed external files on the web, for example, and the Markdown syntax for URLs is basically starts with just single square brackets, and this is where you actually give it a name or an alternate name if it's embedding. So I'm just going to call this kitten. And then following that, it's just normal brackets, and then you give a URL within those brackets. So that's not right. So I'm just going to pick URL from somewhere. So I'll pick this on. Copy image address. That's what I want. Gonna paste that in. And now this is just a link. So if I go to preview, scroll down to PDF, this will actually give the link, and it'll name it what I've put within the square brackets. But you can embed a URL or external files as well. So just put an exclamation mark there, go back to preview, and here's the actual image displayed, and that's an external link. You can also resize things as well. So with where you display the alt text, you can put a pipe symbol, which is just a vertical line, on your keyboard, and then specify the width and height. So 100 by 100, and then this will resize it. So let's control there. So I've got some zip files maybe I want to reference those within the vault itself, keep a copy of them, so I can just drag in a zip file like this. I've already got a copy of it, so it's appended 1 to this, but it has the exclamation mark for embedding, but because it's a file type not directly supported, as I go to preview, it just has this little box to open the file in a default app. And so that almost covers it for all. So for linking to and embedding files. The one other thing I'll note is one thing you can do with this exclamation mark type syntax for embedding files is I have these backlinked notes here. So if I go back to preview, these are links that I can click on to go to my notes. So in note 1, I just have this text note 1 stuff. If I go back to inbox and edit, I'm just going to clear this out of the way. One neat thing is just going to add this note again down here. I can use that same embedding syntax of just an exclamation mark, and I'm going to embed an internal link, and this does work. So if I go back to preview, I now have my note 1 page or text displaying in this in my actual inbox notes. So this is quite a neat way. All it takes is just a single exclamation mark to show the notes in context if you need to for some reason. If you want to see a particular snippet or anything, it will display the entire thing. I'll have to investigate if there's a way of shortening that or not, but for the moment that gives quite a lot of flexibility in displaying information within the context of a note, just from a few extra brackets and exclamation marks. And so that basically covers it for files and embedding. I'll cover embedding iframes in another video. I've done one already for embedding Rome and Notion. But this is basically all you need for just straightforward files, and of course linking to anything externally as well. There's more subtleties to this in terms of linking within other apps, URL schemes, things like that, but I'll cover those in another video. So if you have any questions or anything else you want to see, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for notifications.